Salutations to all of the esoterically minded out there, the mages, magicians, scholars, researchers. This is Alexander F. I am just going to post a quick audio snippet of my thoughts on an amazing book from Dr. Stephen Skinner called Techniques of Greco-Egyptian Magic. This is from, I believe, 2014. And if you do not know Dr. Stephen Skinner, if you have not read his incredible works, please relieve yourself of that disservice. I will post some of the links to his books in the description of this video. But very, very, very briefly, what I just wanted to talk about and to get your thoughts on is ask you a few questions about your thoughts on the Greco-Egyptian papyri, the magical scrolls, but also to lament the fact that there is essentially, as Dr. Skinner points out, in Western history, really, no surviving tradition of the mystery rites, of the mystery traditions. And very briefly, if you have not read the book, essentially Dr. Skinner lays out a spectrum where on one side you have religion, and religion in the ancient world, Greco-Egyptian world in Alexandria, etc., is public. It deals with ministering unto a congregation or propitiating certain gods. We have that today in Christianity, Judaism, Islam. On the other side of the spectrum, you have magic, which is the exact opposite. It's very private, small groups or individuals, and it's for a specific end. It's for attaining some material need, love, lust, power, wealth, damaging an enemy, and that is very secretive, and it changes the future. Okay, so it's like an active form of interacting with angels, demons, spirits, terrestrial, celestial, infernal, etc. In the middle, though, is this awesome, awesome thing that doesn't exist anymore in the Western tradition, and that is the mystery traditions, where instead of being completely public like religion, or completely private like magic that focuses on a material end, the mystery rites were a select few individuals. And the goal, instead of doing a public religious service or a magical material end, was the raising of the consciousness of the aspirant or of the individual or a small group of people to commune directly one-on-one with either an individual god or a select few number of gods, with the goal of uniting that person's consciousness effectively by attaining immortality with this discourse with the gods. And this tradition, it's just incredible to me that this does not exist in any real form, as Dr. Skinner points out. There are certain Masonic rites in certain magical organizations. There are certain kind of brotherhood or sisterhood, fraternal initiations. But in terms of the mystery rites, I guess I'm just recording this video to find out, what do you think about that? And what do you think about the fact that there is such a poverty of experience with the elevation of consciousness in a formalized mystery tradition? And this, I'm just throwing this out there, but reading Dr. Skinner's incredible book on this, it kind of reminds me that there are mystery rites in modern 2017, but those mystery rites have been, that space has been filled by the use of psychedelics, the use of kind of orgiastic, new age things like Burning Man. And I'm not knocking that stuff. I think that stuff certainly has a place, and it certainly has benefits. But I think that by Christianity being so polarizing and defining itself as good and magic as evil, as Dr. Skinner points out, it effectively squeezed out this entire tradition of elevating one's consciousness for a direct communion with godlike beings. And I believe that when you look at certain things like the rave culture or psychedelic use or Burning Man or whatever it is, there is that drastic need. It's not a need to hold a public service like in religion, and it's not a need to ask a spiritual creature to help you with wealth on the other side of the spectrum. This is something that is in between and much higher in a certain sense. So I'm going to stop now because I could probably go on for a long time, but I just wanted to throw this out there that and ask you, what do you think about that? Do you have any experience with certain mystery traditions for that specific goal, for the uniting of your consciousness? Do you think that I'm wrong and that there is a living mystery tradition? What do you think? Leave your comments below, and thank you so much for listening. Make sure to always invoke often, uncork the uncommon, and keep the light.